We are live. Welcome, everybody. Furious Nation, right here on YouTube, Zatacom. I am Nick Fiore of Furious Nation. It is Wednesday, July 17th, 2024. I'm Nick Fiore. We got Adam Carl in the house right here. This is the Monday Night Raw review from 2 nights ago, from live Raw 2 nights ago from Dayton, Ohio. We are still on the road to SummerSlam in Cleveland, Ohio, Cleveland Browns Stadium, the biggest party of the summer, the biggest event of the summer, whatever you want to call it. I still call it the biggest party of the summer, which WWE said for years. Adam, Monday Night Raw, 2 nights ago, we got some decent build going into SummerSlam from the Raw side. I don't know what you think, but I think that, especially with the stories coming out, and then the main event of Raw 2 nights ago with the IC title match main eventing Raw 2 nights ago between Sami Zayn and Ilya Dragunov. Yes, Ilya Dragunov getting recently called up from NXT, and he's main eventing Monday Night Raw. And we got Braun Breaker continuing to kill it. We got Rhea Ripley back, and she wants her women's world title back. Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan for the women's world championship officially made for SummerSlam, etc., etc. What do you think?
It was a really strong episode, I will say. It was a strong episode. They have advanced, a lot of things.
Agreed.
They're getting, star power back.
Yes.
After the injury bug.
Yeah.
That has bitten them for the first half of this year.
Yeah. Coming out of WrestleMania. And now they're a lot of them are now starting to slowly come back and integrate into storylines. And we got Rhea Ripley back. Exactly. Yes. Pieces together.
Pieces back into place.
Absolutely. And we got Punk coming back next week. We got Punk on TV. We got Seth Rollins back in the mix. We're going to get Roman Reigns coming back at SummerSlam. Jimmy Uso should be coming back pretty soon as well. And Rhea Ripley, I mentioned, she's back. She came back a week ago. She's now going to be wrestling at SummerSlam. So things are cooking up and things are heating up in WWE right now. On Raw and SmackDown, especially the Raw side. SmackDown, I would say, though lacking in the start, I would say SmackDown, they're lacking in star power. But Raw, man, with the star power they got, with the stories they got, with the star power they got, man, and we got and not just the matches going into SummerSlam that are going to be on the SummerSlam card, but the undercard that's not going to probably be on the SummerSlam card. We're going to talk about it. Sheamus there with feuding with Pete Dunne. That's you have my interest in that. I'm not against that at all. I'm down for that. We're gonna talk about that in a little bit. Got some stuff with Gunther and Damian Priest face to face. They had a really good face to face. We got an MVP of the show, Carlito, with the Judgment Day. He was MVP of the night, in my opinion. And I think Adam Carl thinks the same way, too, as I see the smile on his face.
He's cool.
Yes, he's cool. No pun intended, but we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But I thought with some really good stuff coming on Monday. And we got a pretty good show looking like for Raw next week as well. CM Punk coming back. We got Drew on 2 nights ago with Adam Pearce, Drew McIntyre with Adam Pearce. We got CM Punk coming back next week. They got some other couple nice matches advertised for next week as well. So Raw's been pretty good as of late, I will say. They've been doing a good job. Decent build so far for the Raw side for SummerSlam, at least for the Raw side. For SmackDown, we got Cody Rhodes, Solo Sikoa, then LA Knight, Logan Paul. We got Bayley and Nia Jackson, the tease of Tiffany Stratton cashing in Money in the Bank, etc., etc. But we're going to talk about it all in a moment here on Furious Nation. But before we do so, I want you to hit the like on the video. Be greatly appreciated. And please subscribe to Furious Nation. Would also be greatly appreciated. And please, also while you're at it, when you do subscribe to Furious Nation, hit that bell for all notifications when you're notified whenever I go live, and you get your subscription feed when I go live or when I record a video and it's uploaded onto YouTube from the channel. So please hit the bell for all notifications when you subscribe to Furious Nation, and hit that like button as well. It would be, again, it'd be greatly appreciated. I know I've said that a bunch of times, and I apologize for repeating myself with that, but it would be greatly appreciated, and I respect and love all of you guys. So, thank you for everything that you do. And other thing, as far as social media to follow me on, you can follow me on X, Twitter, and X. Follow me on X at FioriNick579 over on X. Follow me on TikTok at Furious Nation. Nicholas Fiore 2014 on Instagram. Nicholas Fiore 31 over on Facebook as well. You can follow Adam Carl on X as well.
Adam Carl 2005, X and Instagram.
Yeah, at Adam Carl 2005. Go follow Adam Carl as well. So Monday Night Raw, 2 nights ago, July 15th, they took place live from Dayton, Ohio. Now, at SummerSlam, they'll be in Cleveland, not far from Cleveland, the Cleveland Brown Stadium, but we got Raw in Ohio Monday, and it started off with Rhea Ripley. Mami Rhea Ripley, she got a very nice pop, and they showed her walking through the backstage and through Gorilla, and they camera panned behind her when she was walking through Gorilla. They hit her music. She came out, did her taunt on the stage, and she got a very nice pop from the crowd. She did, Rhea Ripley. Very, very happy. It feels very good to have her back, and it like Rhea back just makes things a lot better in that Raw Women's division, and she was sorely missed, don't you think?
Absolutely.
I mean, she was basically, like they say Mami's always on top. She was on top. Like, she was the Raw woman, the woman for the Raw Women's division, and I don't think she
was the star of that division.
Yeah. Like beating Becky Lynch at WrestleMania 40, retaining her women's world title, beating Nia Jax, beating Raquel Rodriguez, beating putting Liv Morgan on the shelf in the summer of last year, and which started the whole Liv Morgan revenge tour and such. Rhea Ripley beating Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 39 Night 1, and then beating Natalya and beating all these women that they put in front of her. And I don't think Triple H had any plans to take the title off her, and Rhea never lost that women's world title, but she got hurt. That was when Liv threw the chair right in Rhea's face on the Raw after WrestleMania 40, and then Rhea had to relinquish the world title, and she never lost it. So now Rhea's on a quest to win back the championship that she never lost, and that's the Women's World Championship, which I do think she wins back. But now they made Rhea and Liv official at SummerSlam for the Women's World title. Now, I'm going to throw this out there. Even though they made that match official for SummerSlam on August 3rd in Cleveland, I don't think Rhea wins the belt back there, but in October in Atlanta, Georgia at Bad Blood on October 5th. I think that's where Rhea wins it back. For SummerSlam, I would have Liv retain, because Rhea Ripley, Dominic Mysterio, Damian Priest, the Judgment Day, they were all over this show, dude. They were all over the show.
Yeah, they were all over the first hour.
Yeah, at least 4 segments on the 3-hour program known as Monday Night Raw. And because of what we saw Monday 2 nights ago, I think that's going to play into a factor with Rhea and Liv in their match at SummerSlam. I think Dominic costs Rhea the championship, and Rhea gets kicked out of Judgment Day, along with Damian Priest. I think that's where they're going with this. Yeah?
Well, Liv Morgan did say she will take everything from Rhea.
I mean, she said she took away her title. She did. Took away her man, Dominic. She did. Gonna take away her
faction.
Her faction, yeah. Her group faction, the Judgment Day. She did, and she's gonna. Yeah. Or if she hasn't done so already. And this Liv Morgan revenge tour. Because remember, the summer of last year before SummerSlam in 2023, that was when Rhea took Liv Morgan out, wrapped the chair around Liv Morgan's arm and put Liv Morgan on the shelf until this past January's Royal Rumble. So Liv's on this revenge tour, and all of a sudden now, and at the time last year, Rhea was a heel and Liv was a face. Now the roles are reversed, and since the start of the year, Rhea's gotten some really big reactions, and she's been really starting to get over as of late. You know?
Yeah.
So now Rhea's a face and Liv is a heel and such. But come SummerSlam, I think Liv's going to retain, but Dominic's going to fuck Rhea over and cost her the championship at SummerSlam. And that's where Rhea's officially kicked out of the group. And then I think we get the second match between the two, not at Bash in Berlin. I don't think they need to be in Bash in Berlin, but I do it at Bad Blood, and that's where Rhea wins back her women's world title. That's what I think. What's your thought on that?
I think they're gonna do this. I mean, the storyline has been set for a year now.
And the pay-per-view Bad Blood, it just makes sense.
There's a pay-per-view called Bad Blood.
And didn't Rhea say the night when she was in the sling and said the night she had to relinquish her world title, sadly, and fans were pissed that she had to relinquish the championship the night she did when she was in the sling? Didn't Rhea say when she comes back, she's coming back for blood? Because it's like, I'm Rhea Bloody Ripley, and I'm coming back for blood when I come back. And that there's a pay-per-view Bad Blood in Atlanta, Georgia on October 5th, the 27th anniversary of Bad Blood 1997. It just makes all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
I think that's where Triple H and his administration are going. I really do. And I'm actually very excited for it, and I am all for that. I'm very intrigued to see where they go, and I think that's where they go, and I have no issue with that at all.
Yeah.
But this segment, though, Rhea got a very nice pop once, like I said, once again. She didn't show any heel tendency, so I think she is a babyface. She didn't wrestle, but she was all over the show, berating Dominic with the black roses and stuff. But we got Rhea in the ring. Rhea has a microphone in her hand. She tells Monday Night Raw that Mami is home, that Mami is back. She says it's been 3 months since she was in the ring, and she says that's because of one person, Liv Morgan. She says that she's seen Liv Morgan walking around with something of hers that, and she says it's not Dominic Mysterio. And she said she would, and she said, and then she's like, oh, don't worry, I'll handle Dominic later tonight. She says Morgan's rocking around with something that Rhea wants, and that's something Rhea never lost, and that's the Women's World Championship. Rhea then says that she wants Morgan in the ring right now, so she calls Liv Morgan out, and she says Liv Morgan to come to this ring so she can rip her apart. Then Dominic Mysterio's music hits. Dominic is getting rains of booze, and he's walking down with a black rose, similar to who did that years ago? Eddie Guerrero with China in the year 2000 on Raw. Oh, but Dominic is not Eddie's son; he's Rey Mysterio's son.
Do Mysterios hand down roses?
I don't think so.
I never seen one before.
That back in 24 years ago.
That never happened. I know I've seen a Guerrero do that.
Yes, I see where you're getting at.
Not very Mysterio.
He's not a Mysterio.
He never was.
I'm slowly getting convinced that Dominic's a Guerrero.
Son. There is facts of it. There is proof of it.
Dominic is not a Mysterio. I'm slowly seeing the light, bro.
The roses, the hair, the mullet, the beard, the height.
Not very Mysterio.
Yeah.
Not very Mysterio there, brother. It
never resembles a Mysterio.
Oh, speaking, sorry to hold the thought there. Earl Cole in the chat. What's up, Earl Cole? Oh, and he's gone. I don't know what happened.
I guess.
Yeah, Earl Cole. Shout out to Earl Cole. By the way, I know he's having a watch along for Dynamite tonight, for Dynamite's 250th episode tonight. So, shout out to Earl Cole, by the way. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, just Oh, just there we go. Yeah, I just saw him in the little thing here, but just to say what's up to you, Earl Cole. I hope you're doing okay. Hopefully you're all right, brother. And if there's anything wrong, please don't hesitate to ask me for help or anything, or if you need someone to talk to. I'm here for you. Hope you're doing all right, and I hope you're having a good night tonight. So shout out to you, Earl Cole. So anyways, back on topic to Rhea Ripley and Dominic. So Dominic comes out with a black rose. He's getting booed out of the building like usual, not letting the guy talk. So when this happens, Rhea then turns her back and doesn't want to look at Dominic and the rose. Wants nothing to do with Dominic. Dominic tries to talk sense into Rhea. They say, I'm sorry. Rhea wants none of it. Then Liv Morgan appears on the Tron. Morgan says she apologizes for her voice being very hoarse. Said she had such a good time in Mexico over the Mexican house show weekend. They were in Monterrey and Mexico City, where Liv Morgan was on. Heard it was a very good success. Stephanie Vicor wrestled as well, and she signed to WWE, by the way. Going to be on NXT very soon, so I'm excited for that. But she says that she had a good time in Mexico, and says as a screamer, so she lost her voice. Then Liv Morgan mockingly says hello to her daddy, Dominic. Morgan then gloats about what she has with Dominic being more real, and what Dominic has with Rhea. Rhea then challenges Liv Morgan to a match at SummerSlam for the Women's World Championship. Liv Morgan then tells Rhea Ripley that this isn't the Liv Morgan Rhea Ripley used to know. Morgan finally helped Dominic. Liv Morgan says she finally helped Dominic beat his deadbeat dad, and says she will beat Rhea Ripley at SummerSlam. And then Liv Morgan went off the Tron. Then you see Rhea Ripley looking into the camera, and Rhea says in the camera that not only is she going to end Liv Morgan's title reign, she says she's also going to end Liv Morgan's career. Then so Rhea says in the camera, not only is she going to end Liv Morgan's title reign, but she's also going to end Liv Morgan's career. And then Rhea mocked Liv Morgan with the "Watch me" catchphrase, and that was that for the opening segment. I thought this was a very strong opener. Very, very good stuff. This right here.
Absolutely.
And it's only going to play into the factor with the match at SummerSlam. I don't think Rhea's walking out of
Dominic is in. Yeah, but it seems like they're making this main focus, and Dominic is going to be in the middle of all this.
And Rhea's just berating him. Where's your little girlfriend at? I'm out with an injury. I turn my back and I'm at home, sitting at home injured, and you want to go and you want to dump me and choose Liv Morgan kind of thing. And Rhea's not happy about Dominic with that, and Rhea sees right through it. And Dominic is getting just berated by Rhea. And you don't think Dominic's going to retaliate and cost Rhea the championship?
Yeah.
I do think I think
he was
Dominic
robbed of her belt. She never lost it.
Yeah, like Rhea's just berating Dominic, and it's gonna be to the point where come SummerSlam, Dominic is gonna side with Liv and help Liv retain at SummerSlam, and then that's where I think we get Rhea officially out of Judgment Day, and she's so over. I don't think she really needs Judgment Day anymore. And the same thing with Damian Priest. He's really coming to his own as world champion also. Finn Balor's the leader of the Judgment Day. They got JD McDonough, they got Dominic, they got Liv Morgan, and they got Carlito, who's the MVP, in my opinion, of the group. He's actually not been bad in the Judgment Day as of late, especially 2 nights ago. So, yeah, quick thoughts on that.
Yeah, I liked it. Liv has been doing, really good work character-wise as the champion.
Yeah.
Rhea is very over. She's now even more over because the fans felt bad for her when she lost her championship. She never really lost it.
No, she got
She
injured.
was vacating it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And Liv hasn't been doing that bad as of late, actually, as a matter of fact, as the women's world champion. I know she was SmackDown women's champion a couple years ago, and yes, she was a face, but it wasn't all that, the title reign wasn't all that good. I mean, she said she was not going to tap out to Ronda, not give up in the match with Ronda at SummerSlam, and lo and behold, Liv taps out. But the ref, though the ref didn't see it, but Liv still tapped out. So it kind of killed Liv Morgan's credibility as a babyface, and it did her title reign no justice whatsoever. But Liv Morgan as a heel, as women's world champion, I think is a lot better than her SmackDown women's title reign from 2 years ago. I'm sure you feel the same way.
Yeah. I mean, when she was the last time she was champion, Liv she was absolutely booked like shit.
Yeah, she won the money. She won the Money in the
Bank.
Bank.
Money in the Bank and the women's title on the same night, and then proceeds to be booked like a coward babyface.
Oh
because that's exactly what's gonna get babyfaces over, being dumb.
Well, Ronda, I'm gonna be a fighting champion. I don't quit and give up.
And lo and behold, at SummerSlam, she's tapping out.
Oh, but the ref didn't see it. That never happened. It doesn't count.
She fucking tapped. That kills her credibility as a babyface and made her title reign look like shit. So yeah, let's have Liv Morgan say, "I'm never gonna give up," and yet she taps. Yeah, good job, Vince McMahon.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You know,
this one though, she deserves a run. She's worked very hard. She's gotten over.
Yeah.
She has improved drastically.
Yes. At first, when she won the women's world title, at first it was like just a token transitional title run just till Rhea gets back, and she wins it right in her first match back. I think I kind of changed my mind on that. I think Liv should retain at SummerSlam, then Rhea should win it back at Bad Blood. And Liv's not been bad as of late as women's world champion. In fact, I think she's probably done better than Bayley coming out of WrestleMania, if I'm being honest. And this is nothing against Bayley, but it's just my opinion.
Yeah.
So
I would say from character perspective, I would say at least from a storyline perspective, I think Liv Morgan has had the better women's title run. Ring-wise, match-wise, I say Bayley from a match-wise, but from a storyline perspective, it's Liv.
Yeah, with
I
Bayley,
Liv though feels more intriguing. She feels more engaging.
She does. And the "watch me" catchphrases just screams more of a heel. And I think Liv is more of a bitch. She's more like a heel, is Liv Morgan. The way she talks on the mic, it's more. I think it's more heelish. Just my take on it. But yeah, in terms of story, it's better with Liv. Bayley, there's not much story, and I wish she had more story. And she's the women's champion on SmackDown. I mean, we're finally getting that with going into SummerSlam with Nia Jax, and then with Tiffany Stratton as Money in the Bank, but before, not much.
It's a good storyline, though. I would say this is a solid storyline, and they can at least, run it through Bad Blood.
Yeah.
Bayley, Nia, and Tiffany.
Yeah. Or maybe Bayley and Tiffany at Bad Blood.
Yeah. Maybe Bayley can retain, and then, but, Nia can, you could book a sequence where Nia is almost winning, but then Tiffany tries to make the match a triple threat, and Nia is mad at her. Nia can still be in the title picture till Bad Blood.
Probably. But
they can do that.
They could do that, but I may have a...
Maybe Nia can win the championship and gets a short run.
Yeah, or maybe Nia beats Bayley at SummerSlam clean for the women's title, but then after that, when she's celebrating with Tiffany and Nia's letting her guard down, then all of a sudden Tiffany turns on Nia out of nowhere, blasts Nia from behind with the briefcase, takes Nia down. Tiffany cashes in, beats Nia for the women's title, and walks out of Cleveland with the championship. That could be too, because Tiffany and Nia have been teasing this partnership as of late, and if you saw last Friday SmackDown, where after Bayley was laid out, Tiffany tried cashing in behind Nia's back, and Nia was not too happy about it.
Yeah.
She's like, Tiffany, what are you doing?
This could cost Nia dearly.
Yeah.
She could have an easier opponent She could, I mean, well, Tiffany, which will not be easy. Tiffany's really good in the ring, and she could, find weaknesses in Nia, try to outsmart her. But Bayley's like the more experienced one. Why face an experienced one when you can just face somebody who's still new to the roster and you can easily beat them? This could bite her in the ass ultimately.
Yeah, but it's like I do really truly think Tiffany's looking for Nia's weakness and waiting for Nia to let her guard down.
Yeah, whether she wins and then but she's ultimately weak, or she loses, and then Tiffany can take advantage.
Yeah, when if Nia wins and she's in the moment and not even thinking of it, and then bam, out of nowhere.
Yeah, or she just loses. She loses and then she's just angry after the match.
Yeah.
And then Tiffany could just be champion after Nia just beat Bayley up so badly.
Yeah, but I do think either way, Tiffany's walking out of Cleveland with the women's title. I really do.
Yeah.
But
I would actually like to see Tiffany with the briefcase for a while, though. We haven't had a long Money in the Bank, hold it for a while. At least she could keep the briefcase until at least Bad Blood, at the very least.
Maybe. Or maybe Bayley retains at SummerSlam, but in a way that protects Nia.
Yeah. Just have Tiffany accidentally cost Nia. Just have her accidentally cost her.
Yeah, that way, and then that way it can protect Nia Jax.
Yeah.
And Bayley. But moving on to the next segment after the opener, we then get Dominic trying to go. He's in the back with Rhea, trying to talk sense to Rhea with some roses, and then I think there was another room with a whole bunch of roses, and Rhea wanted absolutely nothing to do with it. Shun Dominic right off, and she was pissed. She was not happy. And why would she? Dominic's been cheating on her. So, of course, Rhea didn't take too kindly of this, and she was like picking apart the roses and shoving them, throwing them in his face. And Rhea was not a happy camper at all Monday. So Dominic didn't have the best of nights 2 nights ago. He just couldn't catch a break. So, again, it's all going to lead to Dominic costing Rhea at SummerSlam. Mark my words. We then get the next part of the show, the first match of the show, Sheamus versus Bronson Reed. Now, Sheamus came out.
Big meaty man.
Yeah, meat match. But the reason I'm doing this is because they changed Sheamus's theme music, bro. What the fuck was that we listened to? He had Written in My Face by Jim Johnston recently brought back right after WrestleMania a couple months ago, and he got Def Rebelled. And go listen to his new Def Rebel music. It is garbage.
The Celtic Warrior. They Def Rebelled the Warrior.
Dude, and I DM'd you on X the new music. It's trash. It's trash. Nothing about Def Rebel is good. Outside of Roman Reigns, and that theme is not even Def Rebels. Seriously. Like, what the fuck was that? Why change something that doesn't need to be changed? They changed his perfect theme song. Why? And you said it to me a while ago, watching the show together 2 nights ago. You said it best. One thing that's important with a wrestler is their theme music.
Whatever, their theme music, their presentation, their character.
Yes.
Their mannerisms.
Yeah. And a good
their facials.
Like a good.
And obviously in ring, of course. And obviously good, and obviously being, a good in ring worker.
Yeah, but if there's one very important aspect that goes a long way, and it's so vital, a wrestler's music, a wrestler's theme song, and like a good one that gives them proper and good identity. Look at Jim Johnston when he made WWE music for The Undertaker, Booker T, Kane, RVD. They all had identity. CFOs with Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, who else out there? Becky Lynch as well. Sasha Banks is also the Street Profits. All identity. Tommaso Ciampa, CFO's theme. All identity. Exactly. Def Rebel, everything sounds so fucking generic. like there's no emotion. It's lifeless.
No wonder the crowd goes silent. No wonder.
And then it's like you hear Tegan Knox, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Stark, and AOP, and all these other guys and girls out there that go out there. Trying to think of somebody else that has Def Rebel theme. Then you want to know why they get no reaction. Why does Shayna Baszler get no reaction? Why does the Prophets get no reaction? Naomi, they changed their CFO's theme. You know what I mean? Nobody is over right now, and a lot of it has to do with Def Rebel.
I mean,
you want to know why no one gets fucking over.
When you hear,
everyone comes out to crickets. Gets no
First
reaction.
of all, when you hear the first sound of the theme song, you should instantly recognize who these people are. When you hear Steve Austin,
the glass
shatter, it's Steve Austin. Or if you hear Triple H, it's Triple H.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or
the NWO.
Yes,
NWO. Or Cody Rhodes. Or Kurt Angle. You know who it is. Cody Rhodes. And,
when it says wrestling is one of the one royal family.
Cody, exactly. Or Seth Rollins, burn it down. You recognize these people. Or Randy Orton.
I would say his CFO.
My head.
Yeah, Randy Orton voices. And and speaking of whom, Def Rebel wanted to give Randy Orton a new theme song last November when Orton came back at Survivor Series a year ago in Chicago. And Smart Man Orton said, fuck that. Good on him.
Yeah, exactly.
He was the genius.
He's smart. Randy Orton has a brain.
He knows they suck. The Miz, I came to play by Downstate. That has identity. I know we're not a big fan of The Miz, but his theme song has identity.
I actually like the guy. I just joke around with him. But most I actually like him. What do we hear? Awesome.
Yeah.
You know who it is? It's The Miz. Oh,
exactly.
It's The Miz.
Yes. Rey Mysterio, Booyaka. That's identity.
Like, who's going to come on? Like, who's going to be hearing? Like, who is this? Are you going to recognize who these people are?
No, not at all.
The only way you will recognize them is if their names show up on the Titantron.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only way you would know what they are. Yeah.
And it's like, would you ever see them change the Miz's theme or Rey Mysterio's theme, for example? No. I don't. I don't understand. Like, there's this saying, and you've said it in the past, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Why change something that doesn't need to be changed? Sheamus's theme did not need to be changed. What was wrong with it? What was wrong with it that needed to be changed? I don't fucking get it. Like, what the fuck was that? Fucking awful. And I did read and I'm not sure how true this is. I'm not sure if you've seen this a while ago. I did see something a while ago. I was scrolling through X a while ago. I read something. I think it was a few weeks ago, actually. I think someone tweeted out. I'm not sure how true it is, and I hope it's true, that Def Rebel and their WWE contract comes up, I think, end of this year or next year sometime. I don't know how true it is. If it's true, I hope so. I really fucking hope it's true. I really do. They need to get somebody in there. They need to get rid of Def Rebel, get them out. They need to, and they need to get somebody in there who knows how to make wrestling music, like Jim Johnson, like CFOs.
I'm gonna say though, I mean, they haven't released Sheamus's new theme yet on the YouTube. Maybe it sounds better than what we thought. Maybe. I would like to hope.
Nah.
But
it's not better than written in my face. Let's be real.
It actually, first time I'm hearing it, it sounded more like Hell's Fire. But even that had identity at least.
Yeah.
The theme, like, the warrior, like,
Yes. Ultimate Warrior had identity music. Hulk Hogan had identity music. The Rock, Steve Austin, Mick Foley had identity music back in the day. Batista, Edge had identity theme. Chris Jericho had identity theme. Booker T, RVD, Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, all CM Punk, all these guys have had identity theme and have identity theme songs. This Def Rebel shit is just generic as fuck. Like like everything just feels generic and the same. It's terrible. The only good of Def Rebel is Roman Reigns and Big E, and it's not even Def Rebels.
The best music Def Rebel even made was not even created by them.
Exactly. And if it was, if it was Def Rebel involved, they'd fucking ruin it. Anything Def Rebel touches, they fucking ruin. They need to get rid of Def Rebel ASAP. Get them the fuck out. Get them out. But we got Sheamus and Bronson Reed. I thought this was decent for what it was. This was solid. We got both big men trading some strikes. We got a shoulder tackle by Sheamus that sent Bronson Reed out to the apron. We got Sheamus setting up for the 10 to the Beldrum. We got Bronson Reed fighting out of it and pulling Sheamus to the floor. Running shoulder tackle off the apron by Reed. We then get Reed tossing Sheamus over the commentary desk. We then get Sheamus grabbing Reed and giving him the 10 to the Beldrum against the commentary desk. We then go to commercial break. After the break, we then get Sheamus managing to hit the white noise on Bronson Reed, which was impressive. Bronson Reed kicks out, however, near fall. Reed then runs over Sheamus. And then this was the finish of the match, and this was the turning point. And I actually kind of like this as a finish. Bronson Reed goes up top rope. I kid you not, for a big man, goes top rope, goes for a moonsault. He misses, crashes and burns. Sheamus then hits the running bicycle knee, not the bro kick, but like a running bicycle knee. And that gets Sheamus to win. Go ahead.
Basically a running V-trigger.
Yeah, and that was enough to get Sheamus to 1, 2, 3. I actually liked that finish of the match. Because a big man doing a moonsault and missing, that would take the wind out of you. Thoughts?
Yeah, this was a good finish. Bronson Reed, if a 400-pound guy hits you with a moonsault, that should be it. There's no kicking out.
Exactly.
Yeah. But if the big men, when they try to hit an aerial move and they miss, it's gonna hurt them storyline wise, of course. But it's gonna hurt them badly. They'll not be able to go. Yeah. They went big and they went down.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Landed. Yeah, the bigger they are, the harder they fell.
Yeah. So then post-match, we then get Bronson Reed. He tries to attack Sheamus from behind, but Pete Dunne appears out of nowhere, and he drops Bronson Reed. But I think it was some kind of like calf kick or head kick or not some insecurity kick. But he drops Bronson Reed off his feet with that move. Then Sheamus tries to shake Pete Dunne's hand. Pete Dunne walks away. Then Sheamus turns around. He turns from Pete Dunne, and then all of a sudden Pete Dunne then blasts Sheamus from behind. Reed then flattens Sheamus with the tsunami off the top as Pete Dunne watches. And it looks like we're getting a feud between Sheamus and Pete Dunne on Monday Night Raw while Tyler Bate is out. Now, it looks like from the looks of this, and now it's like Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne were a face team. Now Pete Dunne's a heel solo now while Tyler Bate's out. Tyler Bate's probably going to be out for a while, for months.
But he's going to be out for the rest of the year.
That's a shame.
He'll be out for the rest of the year.
So maybe you might as well Pete Dunne as a heel for now. I don't know if I don't think Tyler Bate turns heel, but maybe we get Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate feuding after when Tyler Bate comes back. Maybe. But if Tyler Bate's out for a long time, that sucks. And getting injured that bad, that's a damn shame, man. But Pete Dunne, though, as a heel, I don't. But Pete Dunne is a heel right now, and I don't know if they bring Pete Dunne as a face again when Tyler Bate comes back. I actually, my opinion, I like Pete Dunne. He's not a bad face, but I prefer him as a heel. He was a great heel in NXT UK in the early days of NXT UK. And he's the bruiserweight. And that UK tournament on the WWE Network January 2017, Pete Dunne was a heel. So I think he works better as a heel. What's your take on that?
I mean, it's appropriate, because it's appropriate, Sheamus and Pete Dunne are feuding, but it's storyline continuity. It's continuity.
Yes.
The thing I appreciated the most about it is the continuity. Sheamus and Pete Dunne
or Butch
Dunne did not interact at all since Sheamus came back for a while.
They were together.
And the last time we saw Sheamus, was he was with the Brawling Brutes before he got injured. Before he had to take a hiatus because he had a bad shoulder and a bad neck.
Yeah, that was Edge's last WWE match before he went to AEW last year, where that SmackDown, I think it was a week before Bray passed away last year, at SmackDown in Toronto, where Edge main evented that SmackDown in Toronto with Sheamus, where Edge won in his last WWE match. And that was the last time Sheamus was on TV before he came back right after WrestleMania this year in April.
He came back like the week after WrestleMania.
Yeah, on the Raw brand.
Yeah, that was the last time we saw. That was the last time we saw Sheamus, was with the Brawling Brutes, and then the Brawling Brutes fell apart once he went down.
Yeah, Ridge Holland is now back in NXT with Chase U. Pete Dunne then formed a team, New Catch Republic / British Strong Style, with Tyler Bate when he got called up to SmackDown early this year before getting drafted to Raw with this year's draft back in April. And Sheamus is on Raw by himself, and Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate's out. Pete Dunne's now a heel as the bruiserweight again. Like you said, storyline continuity, and I like it. Things making sense and logically making sense, and just, it's the attention to detail, and I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah.
It's one thing about Triple H and his team, it's about attention to detail. It's the little things that matter the most and that go a long way. It's the little things. And I appreciate what they did here. And I'm actually not against the Sheamus and Pete Dunne feud. If for an undercard feud, for like a mid-card, like upper mid-card kind of a thing, I'm for it. Honestly. And it gives Sheamus something to do before he eventually wins the Intercontinental title off of Braun Breaker, who I think wins the IC title at SummerSlam off of Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I'm sure you may feel the same way or may feel different, but...
Yeah, I think we could see, but I think Sheamus, there's a story there with him. And the only championship he hasn't won, the only thing he hasn't accomplished yet in WWE is winning the IC title.
Yeah.
Braun Breaker is gonna have a long run with the IC title once he wins it.
Yeah,
I think
Braun Breaker could hold it from SummerSlam to at least the end of the year.
Yeah, and that's where you have Sheamus, finally winning the IC belt, dethroning Braun Breaker. The last time they faced, it ended in a no contest.
Yeah,
they never got a clean finish.
Nope.
Thanks a lot, Ludwig Kaiser.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they can always run it back.
Yeah.
But, there are bigger stakes.
Absolutely, but I don't mind this at all. And it adds it, and with Raw's mid-card with Sheamus and now Pete Dunne, man, the Raw's mid-card is pretty solid.
Yeah.
Now you add Pete Dunne to the mix, and he's a very good hand in that mid-card, and he's very good. Watch his work in NXT Black and Gold. He's very good. We then move on.
So it's a nice spot, I think, for Pete Dunne. When one partner is out, gotta do something else with the other guy.
And I like what Triple H does. Even though one tag team wrestler is out, that doesn't mean the other tag team wrestler has to be off TV. No, the one that's not injured is still on TV, and I like that motive.
They don't even have to be like in the main event spot.
No,
or
just use
them like to the moon. Like
just use them in a meaningful way. Yeah,
Just at least something. Just at least like give them a nice role on the show. Just give them something meaningful.
exactly. Give them something to do and give them something that's meaningful to do as well. And instead of having them sit in catering and not do anything and not using them.
Yeah.
You know? Again, look at what they did with Ivar before he got hurt. You know? He was doing very well. Yeah.
He was actually challenging for the IC title.
Yes. They're in IC title picture contentions. I could see the same thing with Pete Dunne. You know? He's not going to be a world champion right now, but for now in the mid card, for the Intercontinental title, maybe challenge for an IC title. I could see that. I wouldn't mind it. Yeah. And when Tyler Bate comes back, it's going to be interesting where he slides. I wouldn't turn him heel. Maybe Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne feud when Tyler Bate comes back. You know, who knows? But I'm intrigued to see where it goes with Sheamus and Pete Dunne. We then go to another backstage where Dominic's still trying to apologize to Rhea. Again, Rhea wants none of it. We got Rhea. Then I think she says something to Dominic that just berates him and just puts him down. And then Carlito is like,
was this the segment, where Carlito, Finn Balor, and JD McDonough in the background while their brother, their teammate, is being bullied. He's being bullied to shreds. Here they are, standing in the background with their PS5 controllers and playing 2K24.
In their club, the Judgment Day clubhouse.
Yeah. There's a bullying going around. There is a clash. There's berating. And yet here they are, as if everything is sunshine and rainbows. They're just in the background like this. While their buddy is being torn to shreds.
And then Carlito then approaches and then Carlito approaches and Carlito's standing next to Dominic and Carlito's like, that's not cool.
No, he said that. He said this. He said this. She's angry.
Oh, I sat there laughing my ass off watching that, bro.
Carlito's just a joy.
He is.
Carlito's just he was so a random addition to the Judgment Day. He was just such a random addition, and yet he's excelled. He's
Carlito in the Judgment Day. Never thought I knew it. Never thought I knew I needed, but I need, and that you need.
Yeah, it's Carlito and the Judgment Day. It's the pairing I never knew. It's the fit I never knew I wanted. It's the fit I never thought I wanted, but I'm glad it happened.
Yeah. Carlito came back in October last year, was paired with the LWO. Now, first couple months, because Carlito just came back and everyone was happy to see him back. First few months, and he was a babyface and he was with LWO. First few months with Carlito when he came back a year ago in October. Yeah, it was nice for first 2 or 3 months, but then after that, he kind of peaked. That was when Santos Escobar was at an LWO. He turned on Rey Mysterio, took out his leg. And then Carlito was feuding briefly with Santos Escobar. Then Rey Mysterio came back. And Carlito wasn't even a main factor in the story. It was just Santos and Rey.
He was a non-factor. Well,
yeah,
except the security camera stuff. The only thing he's remembered for doing is mentioning Santos Escobar's way. Whenever he blames when he needs to blame somebody for attacking Rey Mysterio or attacking another babyface.
I know who to blame for that. Santos Escobar.
Yeah.
He was just
Santos Escobar.
Yes.
He became a meme. He became a meme.
Yeah. Then he was feuding briefly with Santos Escobar, and he peaked. He peaked, and then around WrestleMania 40 time, he was attacking Dragon Lee, and then thought he could get in the tag team match with Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania against Dominic and Santos, only for Rey to choose Andrade. Well, after Dragon Lee, Andrade over Carlito. Then they showed the footage of Dragon Lee being attacked by Carlito before WrestleMania. And then this is when Carlito turned heel officially right after WrestleMania 40. Then he goes to Raw. And then he's a heel. And he's with the Judgment Day. And I'll be honest with you, and I think we can both agree, and I think we can agree here, ladies and gentlemen, Carlito works better as a heel than as a babyface. He's just more natural as a heel, always has been.
He's more cool, no pun intended, as a heel.
I mean, his first WWE run during the Ruthless Aggression era, he was mostly heel, and his better work was heel. You know, when he was U.S. champion and IC champion, feuding with guys like John Cena, HBK, Ric Flair, Triple H, Jeff Hardy, those guys.
Shelton.
Yeah, Shelton Benjamin as well. Can't forget about Shelton Benjamin. You know, he's more natural as a heel than as a babyface. As a babyface, it's okay, but it grows very stale after a while. It's like watching paint dry. As a heel, I could watch all day long with Carlito. You know, with the apple, and he spits in the face of people who don't want to be cool. You know, and he's a Cabana boy.
He has more range as a heel.
Go ahead.
He has more range.
Yes,
as a heel.
Absolutely. He's more himself as a heel. Like that, just that condescending, that cocky, like prick, like heel kind of guy that just oozes with arrogance, but he backs it up in the ring. You know, he's just a better heel than a face. And he's not been bad at all lately in the Judgment Day. I think that was probably what kind of saved him, because he was going nowhere. He was just becoming just there in the LWO. You know? And him with the Judgment Day was not bad.
Parts of the show. He's becoming one of the best parts of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, and he's
just his comedic timing and facial expressions.
Yeah, it's spot on.
They're always on point.
Absolutely. They always have been. And I'm happy to see him doing well in the Judgment Day as of late. I think he's been doing I think he's
Oh, and by the way, this is not the last time we're going to see the Judgment Day with PS controllers.
It's very true.
This is not the last. This was not the last time.
Yeah. But yeah, Carlito liking him in the Judgment Day so far. I think it's been really good for him. And nothing really for him on his own right now, so might as well with Judgment Day. But you know what? He's been doing well with Judgment Day as of late. And then we go backstage to Zelina Vega. She was interviewed. She got interviewed, and Zelina says that she doesn't care about Rhea Ripley being back. She says everyone knows that if it wasn't for Dominic, that she would be the women's world champion. And then Sonya Deville, Zoe Stark, and Shayna Baszler then interrupt. They come up to Zelina. Deville then tells Vega that the line to get to the championship starts behind them. And then this causes Vega to challenge Sonya to a match for the night. Then we get the next match, Zelina Vega versus Sonya Deville with Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. We got Zelina Vega hitting the 619. We got the referee distracted, and Baszler snapped Vega's arm on the apron. Deville then takes advantage, hits the Devil's Advocate for the win. Sonya Deville beats Zelina Vega. Then post-match, we then get Deville, Baszler, and Stark attacking Vega. Lyra Valkyria, Kaden Carter, and Katana Chance then make the save as Shayna, Zoe, and Sonya retreat. And that was that. Nothing much really to the match. Just to win, just there. Filler.
Just to win for Sonya.
Yeah, with her just coming back. Yeah.
Her first match since being back from the injury.
Yeah. What do you think of this faction with Zoe Stark, Shayna Baszler, and Sonya Deville? Are you feeling this?
I mean, it can be something. Hang on. Just wait a second.
I mean, with this faction, it probably might go somewhere, but I think it's hard to not think that, you know, it's like I think with Shayna Baszler, she should be on her own. It's hard to not think that. And then Zoe Stark, I mean, she's a good wrestler, but she can't talk. That's why I give her a mouthpiece. Give Zoe Stark a mouthpiece. Sonya Deville, I think, could do fine on her own, but I'm not feeling this faction right now.
It could be something. It just needs time.
Yeah, I mean, getting
It's
no reaction.
It's a starting process.
Yeah, but I read a rumor a while ago that WWE wants to introduce at least one women's mid-card title, one for Raw, one for SmackDown. I would hope that's the case. Just get rid of the women's tag team titles and bring at least one women's mid-card championship. To be honest, I mean, someone like a Shayna Baszler, I can see. Like Shayna Baszler, I can see fight for a women's mid-card title. You know, so we start the same thing. I mean, I would say women's mid-card title would be best. Like, get Shayna Baszler something meaningful, Zoe Stark, Lyra Valkyria. I hope that's true. They introduced at least one women's mid-card title, maybe a women's IC title or US title. But I would just scrap the women's tag titles, bro. I'll be honest with you.
They should. They're non-existent. I mean, women's mid-card. I mean, they introduced already a North American title for the women.
And it's actually doing very well in NXT with Kalani Jordan and then Sol Ruka. Their banger match at NXT Heat Wave.
Yeah.
And it works. It could work.
It works. It gives them something to do. If they're not going to be women, if they're at least not going to be in the main women's title picture, for now at least, give them something important to do.
And that not everyone can be a world champion. Same thing with the women. Not every female is going to be a women's world champion. I don't see Zoe Stark.
You could see them at least as a women's U.S. champion.
Yes.
Or U.S. IC or a women's IC champion.
Yeah. I feel like a women's IC title first because there's more depth on Raw for the women than on SmackDown. Maybe you add more depth to the SmackDown women's division, then we can get a SmackDown women's US title than Raw with the women's IC title on Monday Night Raw. Yeah. In my opinion, they signed Stephanie Vacour. They got Julia. There are rumors of bringing in Delta from the indie promotion that Rhea Ripley wrestled in before she signed with WWE. I think with them replenishing NXT with that, they call it Roxanne Perez, maybe put her on SmackDown because that SmackDown women's division could really use some star power and depth help on that division, on that roster bad. But just a thought on that. But yeah, just my take on that. But
I mean, if Shayna Baszler's not going to, if she's not going to do anything sometime soon, give her an IC title. How long has she been on the main roster?
4? She's been 4 years. Yeah, 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shayna's been on the main roster for 4 years. Hasn't done much.
Hasn't even won a singles title.
No, not a women's title. None of that. Just the women's tag title. Women's tag titles means nothing.
Yeah.
Means absolutely nothing. A women's mid-card title would do a lot. I could see Shayna fighting for a women's IC title, or Natalya, who just re-signed with the WWE. I could see her challenging for a women's IC title, and her uncle Bret Hart's a former Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, Natty just re-signed,
which I think is a very good and smart move. You don't want to lose someone like her.
Yeah.
But Zoe Stark as well. Tegan Nox on SmackDown challenge for a women's US title. She hasn't been on SmackDown, and she got drafted to SmackDown this past April in the draft. Hasn't appeared once on SmackDown. You got Blair Davenport feuding with Naomi. You got to give the fans a reason to care for that. If Naomi and Blair Davenport fought,
have the women have something else to fight over.
Yeah, Blair Davenport and Naomi feud for a women's US title. That would give you a reason to care.
Yeah,
you know. So I hope it's true. They introduced at least one women's mid-card title soon, and just burn the women's tag titles. Just get rid of them. They're worthless. They're useless. It doesn't make anything look good at all. You know? Moving on, though. Damian Priest and Gunther face-to-face. Some really good stuff right here, dude, with this. We got Priest in the ring. Says he has a match against Braun Strowman tonight. But he says he wants to get this conversation with Gunther out of the way. So Gunther comes out. Gunther then tells Priest that he's failing as world champion. This causes Priest to laugh. And then Gunther tells Priest he's going to do Priest a favor by taking the championship from him. He's like, you know what? Save yourself the misery. Just hand me the world title right now. Gunther said. Priest then says Priest should just do Gunther. She says he should do. He says Priest should just do Gunther himself a favor and save himself the embarrassment by handing Gunther the title now. Priest then says he fought for his life on the streets for 20 years to get to this point. Says he earned this world championship. He says if being here isn't Gunther's dream, that Gunther's just here for a paycheck. He says that Gunther, you don't need to. He says to Gunther, you don't need to be here. Gunther then notes that it's not his fault that Priest's parents didn't love him enough to give him a good life. Gunther then says, then Priest, that's how it gets Priest all angry and pissed, and he says, Gunther, you have no idea what that's like. He says, but he's going to rescue. Gunther has no idea what that's like, but he's going to rescue the world championship from Priest, says Gunther. Priest then responds that for someone with so much clarity, it's crazy that Gunther can't see what's coming right at him. Priest then says that Gunther has no heart. And then they butt has like two angry bulls. Braun Strowman's music hits, and we get Braun Strowman versus World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest. I thought this was a very good face-to-face. This was some pretty good stuff.
Yeah. Gunther was such a menace out there.
He pulled some strings, man, with Priest and made it personal. Bringing up his life and how he was poor, and then with Priest having to work for it and such. And Priest sounded pretty good. And Damian Priest is coming into his own. I know I've said that a bunch of times, but he really has come into his own. And this was some pretty good stuff with Priest and Gunther. And Gunther, like, no shame in working with Gunther. He brings the best out of you. Like, Gunther's just that good. Really, really good stuff with Gunther and Damian Priest, man. It's like two big bulls going at it. And don't worry about it. Ignore that. But anyways, but yeah, some really good stuff here with this face-to-face. Both guys look good. Gunther just brings the best out of you. Thoughts on this, real quick?
Yeah, this was a good segment. Gunther, he was digging it in.
Yeah. It's like, you know what? Just save yourself the embarrassment at SummerSlam. Just hand me the title right now. Just being that cocky heel, that entitled prick.
Yeah. Yeah, man, you feel sympathetic for Damian Priest, too.
Yeah, bringing up his past and being on the streets. Yeah. I'm actually, it's actually made me a little more excited for their match at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
You know? Gunther's winning at SummerSlam, but I'm liking what they're doing so far with both guys. I think this is pretty good. But we then get the next upcoming match. Before this week, I think we got Braun Breaker backstage with Adam Pearce, and I think Braun asked, like, can he get an IC title match tonight or something? Adam Pearce says no, or it's going to be Ilya Dragunov and Sami Zayn tonight for the IC title, and Breaker didn't look too pleased about it. And that led to the main event. We'll talk about it. But
we'll talk about it later on.
Yes, because I know you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But we get Braun Strowman and Damian Priest non-title match. This wasn't bad. We got Braun Strowman trying to go for the Strowman Express, but Priest stopped him right in his tracks. Braun Strowman running fast with the Strowman Express. He runs fast, and Priest stops him right in his tracks, and Braun goes right over the barricade.
The Strowman Express. It got stopped in its track.
And then it sends Strowman over the barricade, favoring his left knee.
Its tires. The tires. Its tires fell off.
Or the train on the train tracks, like Priest, like it was like the train got off the tracks and went to the grass. But Strowman was stopped in his tracks by Priest. We then go to commercial break. We then get the finish of this match. We got Damian Priest hitting the South of Heaven chokeslam on a big man like Braun Strowman, which was impressive. And that was enough to get Damian Priest to win. So Damian Priest gets an impressive win over Braun Strowman. Kind of figured this match would happen before SummerSlam, and it did. So the match is out of the way.
I actually thought this was going to be the Money in the Bank match. I actually thought this was going to be the match and Money in the Bank. Considering how long Strowman has feuded with the Judgment Day.
Yeah. But we got this match instead 2 nights ago. And Priest went over what she should. It makes sense. He's not losing clean before his match with Gunther, and champion shouldn't lose in a non-title match, but Priest gets the win. We then get a post-match brawl after this with Priest and Gunther. Priest then ends up clearing the ring in the end, and Priest stands tall.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Damian Priest and Gunther at SummerSlam. In my opinion.
It's going to be a good house fight.
Absolutely. Gunther's gonna win, but Priest, he's gonna put up a very good effort, in my honest and humble opinion. And I do think after SummerSlam is when we see Damian Priest officially out of the Judgment Day.
I think we could see him out of the Judgment Day as quickly as the Raw after SummerSlam.
Yeah. It could be. Maybe Gunther wins at SummerSlam, then Priest gets a rematch on the Raw after SummerSlam, and that's where Finn Balor screws Damian Priest out of the title and they kick him out of the Judgment Day. Maybe we get Damian Priest and Finn Balor leading to that Bad Blood. Why not? Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Damian Priest, Finn Balor. Yeah, Drew McIntyre inside Hell in a Cell.
Maybe Orton and Cody.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Probably. I do expect a lot of Raw matches on the PLE though in Atlanta for Bad Blood though. I really do. More Raw matches for that show.
Yeah.
But I am excited. But anyways, I am excited for Damian Priest and Gunther for the World Heavyweight title at SummerSlam, which I think we crown the Ring General the new World Champion at SummerSlam. So we then go to backstage. Chad Gable. He's backstage, and Maxine Dupree convinces Otis and Tozawa to help Chad Gable because Chad Gable needs them. Gable then thinks they are talking about him. Maxine corrects Gable and tells him they are discussing. Well, Chad Gable walks in backstage as Maxine Dupree convinces Otis and Tozawa to help him because he needs them. Gable then thinks that they're talking about him, and Maxine's like, no, Chad Gable, correction. And they tell Gable that they are discussing helping Xavier Woods against the Final Testament. Gable then says he is going to call Bo Dallas out, who Gable himself discovered is Uncle Howdy. Otis then tells Gable he's on his own. Gable then says he's calling out Uncle Howdy tonight. So
Chad Gable, he needs security. He needs insurance.
Well, he actually has that. We'll talk about that in a little bit. What happened 2 nights ago on Raw, but Xavier Woods with Tozawa, Otis, and Maxine. Again, I don't know how Kofi's going to be happy about it as well.
He's being replaced by Xavier. Xavier is replacing him.
So I could see, you mentioned before Kofi Kingston turning on Woods and ending the New Day and Kofi going heel. I could actually see that now.
Yeah.
You mentioned it before. You could be onto something.
It's right there.
If you're doing with the Final Testament, carrying cross, changing people.
Yeah.
Maybe I think he changes the New Day.
Yeah.
It turns Kofi heel. So I don't know. We'll see though. We then get Katana Chance and Kaden Carter versus Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark with Sonya Deville. We got some parts of this match. Katana Chance, man. Both Carter and Chance, they hit some keg stand off the apron, which before the break, that was very cool. Like Katana and Caden, a very good tag team.
Yeah.
You know? We then get DeVille trying to get involved. Valkyria then takes out DeVille. We then get Zoe Stark booting Valkyria in the face. Baszler and Stark then land the alley-oop knee on Katana Chance for the win, as Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark win this match. Again, like I said earlier, I mean, it has potential, but you're going to have to do a lot more to get me to care. And I think Shayna should really be on her own, honestly.
They need something. They need something.
Yeah. I would say just have Shayna on her own as a killer with nobody. She did an NXT Black and Gold, but she was NXT Women's Champion twice. I don't think she really needs to be paired with anybody. Zoe Stark, I would have as a manager for her. Maybe Sonya Deville, but not as a tag team. But then again, Sonya is a wrestler, not a manager.
I say Sonya could be like the player, could be in the player coach role.
Yeah. But I don't know how this group is going to do well. For right now, I just don't care. I'm sorry. And I hate to say that because I like Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark and Sonya Deville. But it's like...
It's still early. It is still
it's
early.
like two MMA wrestlers and then one that has like the kickboxing or like mixed MMA or like kind of like technical brawler background, like all paired together. It just, I don't know. I don't care for it right now. I mean, maybe it's too early,
it's still
but
early. I'm not going to judge it. It's still early.
Yeah. But we then go to the next part of the show. Adam Pearce and Drew McIntyre. Adam Pearce is in the ring. He's asking Drew McIntyre to join him in the ring right now. McIntyre obliges. Pearson tells McIntyre he knows CM Punk wants this match. And we get CM Punk chance to no surprise. Pearson says the question is, how badly, Drew, do you want this match? Pearson adds that if McIntyre can handle it, he wants to get the business. He wants to get this business and this match done. McIntyre says he wants the match at SummerSlam. Pearson says he needs Drew McIntyre to do one thing for him first. Pearson calls for 2 referees. McIntyre puts his hands on the PLE to the ring. McIntyre then looks all confused. Pearce then tells Drew that he needs to apologize for hurting both referees. McIntyre then pushes back. Pearce says it's not negotiable. McIntyre says no and goes on a rant about getting screwed by referees and Pearce and Seth Rollins trying to skip the line. Pearce then shakes his head as Drew McIntyre rants about everyone trying to screw him. McIntyre turns his back on Pearce. Pearce responds that if McIntyre won't own what he's done, he's still suspended. Drew then pushes both referees and gets in Adam Pearce's face. Seth Rollins then runs down to the ring and makes a save. And he almost lands a curb stomp on Drew, but Drew rolls out of the ring. So Drew McIntyre's going to apologize to referees, huh? Yeah, no chance. No chance of that happening, dude.
Yeah. Drew McIntyre should not apologize to anybody.
And then he's mentioned about how he's getting screwed. He got screwed at WrestleMania. He got screwed in his home country. He got screwed in Toronto at Money in the Bank by CM Punk 3 times. I'm loving this, dude. I'm loving what they're doing here. I really am. And I don't know what you think. Remember Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, and Bret Hart from 1997 at SummerSlam and their feud around the time? I could see them picking a page out of that.
Yeah. I think Rollins could be the guest referee. If he's not going to be wrestling at SummerSlam, I think he'll be the guest referee. More likely.
Yeah, if it's not a triple threat with Seth, Punk, and McIntyre at SummerSlam, if it's not a triple threat, I would do Punk and Drew one-on-one and Seth as a referee. I know Seth wouldn't be wrestling, but I think I really think they're taking a page out of that playbook, that SummerSlam 97 playbook with Undertaker when he was WWE champion. Then he had Bret Hart, and then they had Shawn Michaels as the special guest referee. And it led to one of the greatest endings to a WWE title match of all time, where Shawn Michaels had the steel chair, Bret Hart spat right in HBK's face. Shawn Michaels with a chair shot to the head, but it was intended for Bret, but he ducked, and Undertaker got the chair shot from Michaels instead. And Bret goes for the cover, and Shawn Michaels like 1, 2, 3. And Shawn didn't want to do it, but he had to. Otherwise, Shawn would play a stipulation, wouldn't compete in the U.S. again. Then if Bret Hart would have not won the title that night, he wouldn't never compete in the U.S. again with those stipulations for that match. Really, really, there was some really good stuff back then with that. And I think I could see them taking pages out of that playbook. I'm sure you may feel that way.
Yeah.
You know,
with Punk and Rollins having tension. And with Punk and Rollins having tension, I could see Punk in the Bret role.
Yeah. Or not Drew in the Bret role, because Drew's been getting screwed like Bret in 97, especially where Bret Hart, where he was in a steel cage. It was before WrestleMania 13, and he shoves Vince to the ground. And Bret Hart's like, frustrated isn't a goddamn word for it. This is bullshit.
I think actually this would be the best role. I mean, Punk doesn't want to be anywhere. He doesn't want to do anything with Seth. He wants to act like a good guy.
Yes.
He wants to act all innocent.
But CM Punk's not a hypocrite.
He didn't show up on the show. He screws Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. He shows up while Drew isn't in the building. Yet when Drew is in the building, he doesn't show up.
And Punk's showing up next week.
Yet when Drew is on the show, Punk isn't around.
Oh, man. And then Punk doesn't want to show up on the Raw, but he shows up on the SmackDown in Chicago right after a Clash of the Castle. Not even his show. Oh, but they're in Chicago.
You think he's safe?
I don't think so. Not after Drew quit. You know? Oh my God, man. But really good stuff here with Drew McIntyre as well. We got Punk coming back next week. Drew McIntyre, man, I could see with this feud with Punk. I know Drew's a heel, but I can see Punk going heel and Drew going face, and they do a double turn. With Punk constantly screwing over Drew, and then Drew saying I've been screwed, and people can sympathize with Drew for that. I think Punk goes heel and Drew goes face. I think Punk works better as a heel. Anyway.
Yeah.
You know? But really good dialogue here with Drew McIntyre, Adam Pearce. Punk showing up next week. I think they make that SummerSlam match official next week on Raw. And I'm liking where it's going with it. Really, really liking where it's going.
Yeah.
You know? Probably it's in the top 3 best feuds on Raw nowadays. It's up there.
I would say it's the best feud on Raw right now.
Yeah. Maybe outside of the Wyatt 6 stuff with Chad Gable. But they nailed it with this segment here with Drew McIntyre and Adam Pearce. We then go to Jey Uso versus Dominic Mysterio. We get Dominic attacking Jey before the match. Jey, however, fires back. We get Liv Morgan coming down to ringside. Dominic then rolls out of the ring and tells Morgan to leave him alone. Jey Uso then baseball slides Dominic. This causes Dominic to fall on top of Liv Morgan, and they're about to make out, and Rhea Ripley's music hits. Ripley stomps down to the ring. Morgan then runs away and forgets her women's world title again, runs into the crowd. Dominic then tries to talk sense into Rhea. Rhea then tells Dominic, go ahead.
Was there another segment too in the Judgment Day Clubhouse?
Yes, with Rhea Ripley and JD McDonough and Finn Balor.
Yeah, Carlito was still playing his in his controller. Again, there's tension in the group. Dominic is being ripped to shreds, and here is Carlito.
He's having a real
Chilling
down
in the
having a real
background.
bad night.
Like nothing else is happening.
Yeah.
Here he is.
Playing WWE 2K24 on the PS5.
Yeah. Yeah, with JD and Finn. Here they are playing.
Yeah. But we got Ripley we got Dominic
And
trying to
Carlito
talk.
also said as soon as after Rhea berated Dominic, Carlito then said, "That's not cool."
Classic Carlito. That's not cool. Yeah. Carlito continuing to be the MVP of the Judgment Day, like we said moments ago. Or a while ago. But we get Dominic trying to talk some sense into Rhea. Rhea then tells Dominic to get back in the ring and finish the match. Dominic ends up rolling back in the ring. He runs right into a spear from Jey Uso. Jey Uso goes up top rope, hits the Uso splash for the win. We get Jey Uso beating Dominic Mysterio. And as Dominic continues to have not such a good night, as Dominic continues to not catch a break from Mami.
He doesn't have good luck.
Well, not as of late. And I remember you saying that Rey Mysterio, when he was being tortured by his son, that Rey Mysterio couldn't catch a break. Now we get Dominic not being able to catch a break.
Poor Dominic. What did he do to deserve this? He's innocent.
Well, he turned on his father, Rey Mysterio.
He didn't do anything wrong. He did
He
nothing
turned on
wrong.
his father in Cardiff. He's
Father.
paying the price.
This was not his father. That never was his father.
Yeah. Yeah, the father who chose a 50-year-old Edge over his own son in Cardiff, Wales 2 years ago. Yeah, him. But that was that for the match. It was fine. It just led to the story with Rhea being all over the show, Judgment Day being a big focus on the entire show for most of the program. That's all this was. I'm sure you feel the same way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, Jey Uso feels like he's going to be a part of this storyline. For now, at least.
Yeah. Which I think, I don't know how they get him to SmackDown. Somehow I think they do, to feud with the Bloodline. When Roman Reigns comes back and he gets the Usos back together to feud with Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, and Solo Sikoa. I think. And at least the Bloodline War Games, which I can see, which I think would be great. Which I think is where they go for November for Survivor Series for War Games, which I think is going to be great and awesome. But, yeah. We then go to the next part of the show. Chad Gable. Chad Gable, man. He's out in a suit. He's coming down to the ring. He's making his way down the ramp, and he says he has solved the greatest mystery in WWE. Says he is here to announce that Uncle Howdy's true identity is Bo Dallas. The crowd then laughs at him and such.
Look at the people. Look at these people. They are laughing at Chad Gable. A man who got his skull crushed. Backstage, he got his skull crushed.
Yeah.
Violently assaulted. And you are booing this man who risked his life for the fans. And for the locker room.
And not only that, Chad Gable getting "You Suck" chants. And Pete Dunne got "You Suck" chants in the night as well.
For this company. He risked his life for the locker room, and this is the respect they show him. By laughing at him.
And then also getting "You Suck" chants. You suck, you suck, you suck. You know how Kurt Angle disliked the "You Suck" chants back in late 2005? Remember that? One of the greatest moments in Raw history and in wrestling history. So great. When Kurt Angle's like, I hate that chant. I can't stand it. I'm an Olympic gold medalist and you chant "You suck." You know, I'm going to get out of this ring, walk up this ramp and back to that curtain, and you better give me the respect I deserve or we'll do it over and over and over again. Then he goes back to the curtain. The fans, before he even came out again, the fans are like, you suck, you suck, you suck. Then he comes out again. Dun, 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 dun. Then he comes out, you suck. He's like, cut the music. It was so funny, dude. So fucking hilarious, dude. So funny. And now Chad Gable's getting you suck chants, just like Kurt Angle back in the day. But we get Gable saying that he wants Dallas in the ring right now, so he's calling him out. Bo Dallas then walks out on the stage, and Bo Dallas is walking through the ramp, and he's walking to the ring. And then all of a sudden, now Bo Dallas walking to the ring, it was all a trap set up by Chad Gable, as then the Creed brothers, Julius and Brutus Creed, they attack Bo Dallas from behind outside the ring. We get Julius and Brutus then running, like throwing Dallas into the ring post. Gable and the Creeds then Bo Dallas gets tossed in the ring. Gable and the Creeds beat the hell out of Bo Dallas. And then the Creeds and Gable then stand tall over Bo Dallas, who's then laughing, a la Bray Wyatt in the original Wyatt family, where he take a beating and he just laughs sadistically and sickly, like like tribute shades of Bray Wyatt back then. God rest his soul. And then the Creeds and Gable continue to beat down Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas continues to laugh after the beating. And then, so Bo Dallas is still laughing. Gable then yells about Bo Dallas laughing. Gable then grabs Dallas and the lights go out in the arena, a la with the Fiend. The ring then fills with smoke. The Wyatt Six then come out. The rest of the Wyatt
runs
Six
for his life. The Creeds run for their life.
Yeah, first Gable, then the Creeds, then the Creeds follow him. The Wyatt Six then get in the ring with Sister Abigail holding the lantern. And they're in the middle of the ring posing with Bo Dallas, who then is back from the beating, and he's laughing sadistically. And then, like I said, Sister Abigail holds up the lantern as the group walks to the ring. We then get Dallas getting to his feet as the Wyatts surround the ring. Dallas laughs, and then the screen cuts to black. And that was that for that segment. And I think before this, we got a very good VHS tape sit down with revealing Eric Rowan as Rambling Rabbit.
Yeah, it's very
emotional. Talking about how he lost two brothers, losing John Huber, Brody Lee, Luke Harper, then losing Wyndham Rotunda, Bray Wyatt last year. Saying he lost two brothers as well. Very, very good stuff here. Very emotional, very touching stuff.
I would say this was the best. And the segments with Bo Dallas and Uncle Howdy, they were very excellent. They were put together very well. I will say this segment with Rowan, I think this was the best one that we have seen.
And how much Eric Rowan's been through a lot the past 4 years as well.
I mean, aside from the Wyndhams and the Huber family, the one man, and aside from the Wyndhams, Bo, of course, one of them, because he was Bray's brother. The one man that has suffered through all of this and the one who has been affected the most is Rowan.
Yeah. Yeah. Lost a brother / tag team partner in Luke Harper, Brody Lee, John Huber, whatever you want to call him. Lost him on the day after Christmas in 2020. And then last summer to lose another great brother, big brother, and Bray Wyatt last year. And the two big losses that he's gone through and how much he's gone through the past 4 years to where he is now, and now back on WWE television with the Wyatt Six and paying tribute to Bray, something that Bray would absolutely want. This was emotional stuff listening to this last 2 nights ago. Really, really good interview. And we got Bo Dallas unveiled. We got Eric Rowan unveiled. I expect the same very soon for Nikki Cross, Joe Gacy, and Dexter Lumis. I think Nikki Cross next.
I like the line. I like the line, too, of Eric Rowan at the end when he was holding, the Wyatt sheep.
Oh, wow.
Holding the Wyatt sheep.
Hold the thought there, dude. Sorry to cut you off. I see Cameron Johnson in the chat. What's up, Nick and Adam? What's up, Cameron? Hope you're doing well on a happy Wednesday. And he says, really good episode of Raw. Absolutely agree with you.
Yeah.
Absolutely agreed. Raw's actually been, since the draft, they've been very good with storylines as of late. And now we got even better with the White Six involved.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Adam.
I like the line, as I was saying, I like the line of Eric Rowan at the end holding the sheep mask, saying, you know, this line, we're going to take our broken hearts and make some beautiful art.
Yes. They showed of him with the green jumpsuit back from the day in like 2013 when he was called up from NXT to the main roster with the original Wyatt family with the green jumpsuit and the white sheep mask. Just some really, really good stuff here. And again, like I said, he lost 2 brothers and such. This is... I mean, I like the Bo Dallas stuff, sit-down interviews with a VHS tape, but this one is up there with the Bo Dallas one. Really, really good stuff. And not just Braun Strowman, and not just Eric Rowan, but Braun Strowman affected by this as well with the loss of Brody Lee and Wyndham Rotunda. You know?
I'm happy that they're in the role that they're in. You know, they're a major focus. They're a major act in the company. They are very over.
Yeah. Even I saw
the White Six act, you know, very popular with the audience.
Even when WWE on X, I think they posted the Eric Rowan sit-down interview from Monday 2 nights ago. John Huber's, or Brody Lee's, or Luke Harper's wife, Amanda Huber, quote tweeted WWE with this tweet. I saw this on X as well recently. She, it's in a quote tweet. Oh, here it is. She quote tweets, "Not Brody and I crying this morning. Family forever," with a black heart emoji.
They really were a family.
Absolutely.
They were,
you know, the Wyatt family was never just a faction on television.
They were a family. I mean, Eric Rowan, I think, you know, in one of his tributes, if I remember, he said, you know, he spent more with Bray and Luke than he did. They spent more time together than they did with their family, you know, at times.
Yeah. So this was some darn good stuff here.
It was excellent.
Eric Rowan. And very happy to see him back and doing well right now. Hopefully he continues to do well. But we then move on to the main event of the show. Intercontinental Championship match. Sami Zayn versus Ilya Dragunov. Yes, Ilya Dragunov. A couple months after being called up from NXT, and he is main eventing Monday Night Raw for the Intercontinental Championship. And Sami Zayn and Ilya Dragunov, a big money match on Raw. Ate good with this match. Some really good stuff here. Very, very good stuff with Ilya Dragunov and Sami Zayn. Ilya is so good, dude. And so is Sami. And he's done a very good job with the IC title, taking it off Gunther at WrestleMania 40 on night 1. Sami Zayn, I will say, he's had a very decent title reign with the IC title, I think. And Dragunov's has been booked pretty decently since being called up from NXT to the main roster. And he could make the SummerSlam card, actually.
After the ending, he definitely could be.
Yes. We got both men trading some hard-hitting strikes. We had Dragunov just flooring Sami with a vicious right hand. You then get Sami sending Dragunov over the top. Arabian press by Sami, that outside moonsault where he springs into the moonsault on the outside. Very nice stuff from Sami Zayn. We then get Ilya Dragunov trying to go for the Constantine special, but he doesn't connect with it as Sami counters it with the Blue Thunder Bomb. Very beautiful Blue Thunder Bomb. Love the Blue Thunder Bomb. Love, love, love that move. I really think, and I've said it multiple times, the Blue Thunder Bomb should be the finish. The Haluva kick should be the setup for the finish of the Blue Thunder Bomb. Love the Blue Thunder Bomb. Very, very good move. You know?
Absolutely.
We then
Honestly,
get
it should be Sammy's finishers, the Blue Thunder Bomb. It feels more like his finisher than the Holuva kick.
It does. It really does. And every time he hits, and how beautifully every time he executes that Blue Thunder Bomb move, it really should be his finisher instead of the Huluva kick, if I'm being honest. We then get Dragunov kicking out of Blue Thunder Bomb near fall. Dragunov then hits a German suplex. Dragunov then walks right into a quarter suplex into the corner from Sammy. Sammy then sets up for the Holuva kick. Dragunov blocks it with a running knee. Very nasty running knee. Dragunov then goes for the H-bomb. Sammy gets the boot up to reverse it. Coast-to-coast drop kick by Ilya Dragunov. Dragunov then tries a senton, but Sammy gets the knees up. Dragunov then kicks out. Sami Zayn then hits the Holuva kick on Dragunov off the apron. And then Braun Breaker appears. And he walks down, runs fast at 23 miles an hour. He's running fast, and he spears Dragunov out on the floor. Referee calls for the bell for the disqualification. Sammy then nearly avoids getting run over.
Ilya Dragunov almost had his knees exploded.
Yeah, after getting speared out of his boots from Braun Breaker. We then get Sammy just avoiding the attack from Breaker with the spear. Sammy and Breaker then brawl. Sammy starts to get a little offense on Breaker, but Breaker gets the better of the offense. And then Breaker then eventually spears Sami Zayn. The match gets thrown out as Braun Breaker stands tall. And Braun Breaker continues to wreak havoc on Monday Night Raw, as he cannot be controlled by Adam Pearce. You control that animal. Control him.
You do not contain a Steiner. He is a Steiner.
Especially when he runs fast and he breaks in half with his spear. I mean, he is Braun Breaker. I know you love this from Monday on Raw with Braun Breaker ruining things.
Well, at least one Braun was able to hit his move after running.
Yeah, Braun Strowman ran fast, didn't work. Braun Breaker runs fast, it does work.
Yeah.
But this was a good match, and I'm actually okay with this ending, with the match ending in a no contest, because I think Braun Breaker's gonna fight Ilya Dragunov and Sami Zayn for the IC title in a triple threat match at SummerSlam. I think that is where they go. And Ilya's gonna be on the SummerSlam card. Braun's gonna be on the SummerSlam card. So is Sami for the Intercontinental title. I think we're gonna get a banger with that match at SummerSlam. I think that's where Braun wins the championship. I'm actually not against that at all. And after the finish, I don't think we get Sami and Breaker one-on-one again. We do get the triple threat at this point.
Yeah. I think it's going to be Braun, Sami, and Ilya at SummerSlam.
Yes. And I think that's where Breaker wins, and I don't think maybe Sami doesn't eat the pin.
Maybe. Or do they save Ilya and Braun for Bash at Berlin? Their last match ended in a no finish. It didn't have a finish to it. And Ilya has wrestled before in Germany.
Yeah. They could do that. Breaker and Ilya for the IC title in Bash of Berlin, or maybe they do Braun Breaker and Ludwig Kaiser for the IC title at Bash of Berlin, since Ludwig Kaiser is German.
You can do that.
And maybe do Breaker and Ilya for Bad Blood.
That can work.
I think. And maybe you do Breaker and Sami at Survivor Series.
That'll be something.
Or I don't know. Or maybe Breaker and Sami at Bad Blood, and then Ilya and Breaker at Survivor Series. I don't know. But I'm liking where it's going with the IC title picture, man. With the people involved and what they're doing with it. Really good stuff, I will admit. Yeah. And Breaker just continues to kill it. There's no doubt in my mind he's being crowned new Intercontinental Champion at SummerSlam. I think it's time. Sami Zayn's done well with the IC title. He's had a very decent title reign with the Intercontinental Championship, but I think Braun Breaker's taken that title off him at SummerSlam in Cleveland. I really do.
Yeah.
What do you do with Sami after he loses the IC title? I don't know. I'm not even worried about that right now, nor should we. What we should be thinking about is Braun Breaker being crowned new Intercontinental Champion at SummerSlam. And a really good main event, and really loved the end. And I really like the ending of Raw with Braun Breaker standing tall. And Braun Breaker, man, and killing it on Raw, and like he is one of the future pieces of the company. You can see why.
There were people that were barking in the crowd.
Yes.
Whenever he came out.
Yes, he's got that dog in him. Braun Breaker's got that dog in him. He is a dog. With his father Rick Steiner and his uncle being Scott Steiner. Surely going to get a triple threat at SummerSlam for the IC title. Scott Steiner would be proud with the Steiner math equation.
Yeah.
You got 3 people. And Sami Zayn retaining the IC title at SummerSlam in a triple threat goes down to 33%. I'll never forget that Braun Breaker NXT promo 2 years ago when he was NXT champion and he cut the Steiner math.
That's Steiner math. You recreated it.
Yes, he is a Steiner.
Yeah.
But really good stuff to end Raw. Really good main event. And some really good stories from the Raw side going into SummerSlam. SmackDown could be a little more, but I'm liking what the Raw side is doing for SummerSlam. And not a bad build at all so far for SummerSlam. And with it being Triple H's actually first booked SummerSlam. Last year was when Vince was there. But now Triple H in his fully booked first ever SummerSlam booking SummerSlam and the build to it this year, I think he's been doing a good job from the Raw side. SmackDown, not bad, but it could be more. I think that's because of lack of star power on the SmackDown side. But Raw side, man, they've been doing pretty well. And Raw next week's looking like a stacked show as well with CM Punk coming back also. And then they advertised a couple matches next week. Really good stuff going on Raw. Really good stuff. And I thought this was a very solid show on Monday, 2 nights ago for Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
And as I think we got next week's Raw, and then the week after that is the go-home show, the Raw side of the go-home show for SummerSlam. But solid episode, solid show. They got the job done, what they needed to do, and they're doing a very, very solid build, very good solid build for the second biggest show of the year for SummerSlam. And that is that, folks, for the Raw review for July 15th, 2024. Thank you guys very much for joining us, talking about Raw from 2 nights ago. Please hit the like on the video and subscribe to Furious Nation. Hit the bell for all notifications. If you haven't done so yet already, it'd be greatly appreciated. Hit and also follow me on X, FuryNick579, and go follow Adam Carl on X, Instagram, Nicholas Fury 2014. Go follow Adam Carl on Instagram as well. TikTok at Furious Nation. Facebook at Nicholas Fury 31 on Facebook. What happened?
Follow me also on Discord.
Yes, on Discord as well. And also Discord at Furious Nation as well. And that wraps up for that. And I appreciate you guys for joining me, taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I love and appreciate you guys very much. And I will see you next time here on the channel. Yeah, and no, I didn't review SmackDown from Friday. I'm actually had stuff going on the weekend. It was actually the over a year since my grandfather passed away. He would have been 87 this past Sunday, so went out to go for the weekend to go celebrate for him. And yeah, so you want to know the reason why I didn't do a SmackDown review over the weekend? That's the reason why. Still in the working process to try to get a co-host for the SmackDown review videos portion for this channel. Still working on it, man. And still haven't gotten a co-host for that yet. I'm hoping to get it soon. I'm not even sure what to do at this point. I'm hoping I get it soon. Gonna start reaching out to people that I can trust and such. I don't know, but just to throw that out there. But I do appreciate you guys though joining us and me for this Raw video, and love and appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Hope you have a good rest of your Wednesday. And I will see you next time here on the channel for more good content here on Furious Nation. Love you guys very much, and thank you guys so much for joining. And I will see you next time here on the channel. Peace.